Hey, my name's Ernesto, and today we're going to show you to make some Easter cupcakes.
I'm Zara, and I'm going to be telling you the supplies that you're going to need. You're going to need 2 bowls, 2 whisks, 4 little bowls. Of course, you're going to need some cupcake trays. You're also going to need some water, some oil, and don't forget your measuring cups. And that's it. Alright, so today to make our lives just a little easier, we're going to be using 2 of the Betty Crocker white cake mixes. And we're just going to follow the ingredients on the back and the directions. So we're going to need 3/4 cups of water, half a cup of vegetable oil, and 3 whole eggs for each one. So with these cupcakes, we're actually going to do them a little bit differently. We're going to add some color to make them a little festive. So let's start by opening these up. That can go on the first bowl. We're just going to pour the mix right in. So we're just going to make sure we get all of this out of the bag. Right into there. All done. There's no more. You can throw that aside. And like this, we're going to try to take out all those clumps and just whisk them through.
Now, you know, I'm a bit of a chef myself. You know, I know how to whisk things around. This ain't nothing to me, man. I do this for a living.
And once that looks nice and powdery enough, now we're going to start with our ingredients. So going back to the box, we are both going to need 3 whole eggs. 3 for you, 3 for me. And half a cup of vegetable oil. So our oil's here. We're going to use our little measuring cup here. And then 3/4 cups of water. So I did bring a cup of water. We might need to go run and get another one, but that's completely fine. So now let's start. We can start putting the eggs in. The first egg. Second egg. And the last egg. Try not to get any shell in there because nobody likes crunchy cupcakes. We put the eggs in there, so now before we mix, I know he's mixing over here, completely up to you. We're going to add the half a cup of vegetable oil. So this is a half cup of oil like it asked for. So we're gonna let that excess oil just run off of here because we don't want oil everywhere. And then 3/4 cup of water, and I'll wait till you're done with the oil so we can use that measuring.
Make it nice, and you want to get it kind of smooth, isn't that right?
Yes, but you forgot you need your water. So this is 3/4 cups of water.
Down the hatch.
And now everything's in here, and we're just gonna stir it until it is nice and smooth.
Now you see it's kind of getting smoother, a little bit more runny.
And just make sure you get all that flour, all the powder. We don't want to see any of it on the bowl.
All right, I think mine's done.
Did you check the bottom?
No, you're right.
There might be flour on the bottom that you can't see. It's why you gotta make sure. I like to tilt it and just make sure I don't see any flour there.
All right, now that I've checked, I think I'm pretty much done.
Alright, so we have 2 of them, and now we have cake mixes. So now that we have our cake mixes, what we're going to be doing is, as I said, you're going to need 4 small bowls. So with one of the cake mixes, we have 4 little bowls, and we're going to split up this cake mix into these 4 bowls. Because what we're going to be doing is, if I didn't say it before, you're going to have some food coloring to make these some colorful cupcakes. So now that this is all ready, you want to split this equally into these 4 bowls. We'll just start off with that one. I like to count the seconds that I pour, so like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And we'll just keep going. Maybe we can do 2 seconds again for each. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. So now I have some food coloring, 4 different colors. I have green, purple, pink, orange, those festive Easter colors. And we're going to be coloring these cake mixes that we've sorted here. So we have pink, ooh, we have neon pink. That's my favorite color. Orange, purple, and the green. They're little tubes, and this doesn't matter if they're like this exactly, or if it's the drops, or even if you have the little containers where you get a toothpick, get some of it. Same ones you use for frosting, it doesn't matter, it still works with cake mix. Neon green, I'm gonna do 1, 2 squeezes.
All right, so 1, 2 little squeezes.
And then if we need to put more, we'll see how they come out, so then put more.
Should look like that, something like that.
And then you just start stirring it until you get some color.
Just like how we were doing the mix, stirring the color in.
So I think adding color makes things really fun. You can always do this with white cake mix. You can even do various colors, kind of like marbled cake, where they do the dark chocolate with the vanilla. You can also do it with different flavors, and it's real fun. So I got what looks like a neon green now here.
And I got orange like the Phoenix Suns.
Oh my god, that is some bright orange.
Yeah.
Are you sure you did 2 squeezes?
Hey, it looks orange to me.
Do you have a heavy hand?
Hey.
So I'm gonna add one more squeeze to mine, just because the green doesn't look as bright as I think it would be, especially since it says neon. It looks pretty. It looks pretty green. It's giving St. Patrick's Day.
Alright, now that I got the orange, I'll go ahead and hit with the purple. Another Phoenix Suns color, you know, adding a little bit basketball in there.
Maybe that's why I gave you those colors.
Hey, she knows what I like. So yeah, we mix it up a little bit, get up in there.
I think this pink looks pretty good, not gonna lie. But just to be safe, I'm just gonna put maybe like one more drop, just to make sure it's pink.
Alright, cool. Now I got the purple that I want, and now we got pretty much all our colors we need.
So now you should have had your other cake mix to the side. A tool that I have personally is this little cupcake thing, and it just has like standard cupcakes, the sizes, and then it has for mini cupcakes. So I'm gonna be using the standard one, the white size, which honestly, if you don't have one of these, you can use the 1 cup or the 1/4 cup measuring cup. It really doesn't matter. And before we do that though, we need to line our cupcake sheets.
Now that we got them lined, the next step is
We gotta fill them.
filling with the batter.
So we're gonna throw a little bit of that white cake mix, the first one that we put aside in here. And the next thing we're gonna do with our colors is we're going to just add a dollop of each color into each one. So just a dollop of pink here, a dollop of green, and sure, a dollop of purple, and a bright orange over here. So after you fill all of the cupcakes, which for instance, I'm just gonna show you the first one, I put all the colors in there. There's no right way to do this. You could do pink, purple, orange, green, and then white, or however you want. Mix it up and just kind of swirl them around so that they're going to be a little bit mixed in there. So that way when the cupcakes come out, they're gonna look pretty cool.
All right, now we got them all colored up, and next we're heading to the oven.
All right, now that we're here at the oven, we are going to make sure our oven was preheat to 350, and we're also gonna make sure that all of our cupcakes are ready to go. So we're just gonna put these bad boys in here. Like I said, 350 degrees, and we're gonna make sure to set a timer for 20 minutes.
20 minutes later.
All right, so my timer just went off. These cupcakes should be ready to come out. Oh my goodness, those look so tasty. So now, before we do anything else, we want to make sure that these cupcakes are done. Our toothpick or our little whatever we're using should come out clean, and this is going to indicate that they are done. So we have checked them, our cupcakes are done. So now we can go ahead and let them cool for about 5 to 10 minutes before we begin to frost them. All right guys, so now the cupcakes are cooled, and we have these cool fluorescent colors. They look kind of cool. So obviously we'll probably be eating one at the end of this, just to see what they ended up looking like inside. They all have the different colors. You can see the different greens, the blues, the purples, the orange. So that's really fun. So now all you're gonna have to need is your frosting, and we're going to open it up. We're gonna start frosting, and we're make sure you have a butter knife. So let's get this open and let's start frosting. So I frosted the first one, and I just wanted to throw in a quick tip for y'all. So I do have a plate to put my cupcake on, just for when I'm doing the sprinkles, just so the sprinkles don't go everywhere. So there's a tip. All right guys, we just finished decorating our cupcakes, and they look so cute, so fluorescent with that pink, and the egg is just a cute little thing to add to it for Easter. And I hope everybody does know the baker's rule. You have to taste test what you made. So we're gonna pick one of these cupcakes here, and let's do this one.
Music
We have a little
licensing
bubblegum
reimagined.
egg on top, and let's dig in. So good, so scrumptious. Or it's so cool how we can see those colors inside. Looks like most of our white was on the bottom, but you still got some color in there.
That's all, folks.